Mag44, aka Antoine Leclerc. I'm sorry, I'm butchering that. And as you guys know, he is a very famous member of the Warpath community as a content creator. He's always been looking out for the little guy, doing some various testing. So welcome to the show, 44.
Thanks for having me, Fubar.
So we're gonna jump right into it. As you guys can see right now in the background, he's gonna also be showing us his base, where he's at in research, his troops, the whole nine. So, and also congratulations on joining G27. We're all very happy for you. Now, just for the start, can you tell us what's your history in game?
My history in game, I've been playing since around 27 months now. I didn't skip a single login, so 27 consecutive months. I started playing Warpath when COVID hit us, as I had nothing to do staying home, so I had to find a game, right? I'm not a super gamer. I mean, I when I play a game, I stick to that game. I'm passionate about it, and I come from the Command and Conquer when it first started to be released on PC on DOS decades ago. So Warpath kind of attracted me, was appealing to me, as uh, it looked like Command and Conquer, so I got hooked on it, and here I am still playing.
That's awesome. As a fellow RTS veteran, I also came from a Command and Conquer background, as well as Age of Kingdoms. So, what would you say would be your most memorable moment in game?
Many of them. When you play for a long time, you you have so many great moments, so many highlights. But the most recent one is from our last Cairo when I was playing in the Kill Alliance from server 12. We got matched with my maiden alliance from server 8. I was really excited, as I used to play with those guys. Now I was playing against them, and that moment, that specific moment, happened when they ignite one of our village, and it happened that I was online, so does Neo, and I said, listen, we're gonna jump exactly at this spot. We're gonna let them come to us, and we're gonna kill everybody until they get tired. So that's what we did. I record that sequence, and this video is available. It's called my personal record of 23,000 kills. So we had a lot of fun that night. I think I played until 11 p.m. if not more. So that was the highlight. I love that moment. I'm not too sure if the DSA, the alliance we played against, appreciate the video, but regardless, it was a good time. I know some didn't like it for obvious reason, but it was my most memorable moment.
That's awesome. Then it's nothing to be shy about. Like on that, that's a very impressive kill record of 23,000 kills. That is not easy to achieve. So, the next question I have for you is, what is it that you love about Warpath?
Warpath, I like. It's well made. I mean, it's beautifully made. The graphics are high res. The special effect, the sounds, it's all very well made. The high quality, so it's very appealing to me. It's good looking, and the fact that you can play on mobile anywhere pretty much, and you play with you bond with friends all around the world. So that's what I like the most. It's a really addictive game. I mean, you get hooked on it because you want to represent your alliance and so on. And then when you start going to war, you have to defend, you have to support your alliance, and you're kind of committed to this game. So that's what I like about it.
Oh yes, yes. what I really like about it is when you're going to war and you're strategizing with your clanmates or your alliance members, whatever you want to call it. I like sitting there and thinking about, all right, what moves are we gonna make? Are we gonna be aggressive right out of the gate, or are we gonna take our time? Or and also the bonds I've built over the years with these members and other people that I've met is just astounding, and how supportive the Warpath community is really shocking. You do come across a troll every now and then, but not as many as you will find supportive. Um, I also like the historical aspect of the legacy units, as I like to call it, before they came out with modern units. So the next question I have for you is, what's your thoughts on the announcement of naval units and super weapons?
I don't know. I'm not sure what to think of it. Overall, I love new material, new content. So I'm gonna probably embrace it. And every now and then we need new stuff. So we had the Air Force since a while now, and I think it's time to get new units. Naval units could be interesting. I mean, they will probably have to modify or create new cities to accommodate for the waterways, I guess. I'm not too sure how they're gonna deal with this, but regardless, I think it's a good thing to have new units have to work and develop those that army. As for super weapons, I think it's a good idea. You see this in other games, and if it's a war game, then we're talking about maybe nukes or stuff like this. So we'll see how it goes. It will add a new dimension, just like when they introduced the Air Force. It added a layer of lag, yes, but also complexity and trying to manage all those units at once is kind of difficult. So it will make us work a little bit more, and that's all right. I mean, I'm always open to new content.
Oh, I completely agree. I'm always looking for new content. I'm actually really excited for the naval units. I'm hoping there's aircraft carriers. I've actually been focusing on my Air Force right now. Really close to that 7.2 modern bomber. Oh boy. But for the super weapons, I'm actually really hopeful with them because, like, especially for the smaller alliances, when you're going up against some players that you can't beat just because your troops are not strong enough or you weren't developed enough, and say you're up against an alliance that was sandbagging you, this might be enough to help you turn the tide temporarily so that way you can seize the initiative on the battlefield.
Sometimes you only need one thing to happen until it all fall apart on the side of the enemy, right? Either if you do that special move or you're at the right moment at the right place, and it will definitely be a game changer. I have no idea how they're gonna pull it off, but I'm very excited.
It's funny how you said that, like where the enemy alliance makes the one wrong move that you can seize the opportunity. That actually reminded me of my last L4, not this current one in San Francisco, but in Moscow. No, it was Cairo actually. Sorry, brain farted there. Um, we the enemy team whale overextended himself and wasn't being careful, and we managed to kill him. But once we blocked this one build, and I was like YOLO with my base, and my base is only 112, only 2 modern units at the time. So, like, not anything that would be a big hazard. It was just about buying time. The fact that my alliance members saw what I was doing and they instantly just acted as a support system, they actually turned the title for the rest of the L4. That one, and that I really like the alliance for that because they are just they we don't get involved just like we want to because there's so many from everybody. But our 5 team are so awesome. Um, so the next question I have for you is, what is your favorite officers in the game at the moment?
Now, my favorite officer is Professor Payne. Yes, I know he's not easy to get, but he's definitely worth it. I'm not trying to sell him to anyone here. I was very excited when they announced that officer because, as you know, I'm a tank player. So naturally, I had to get this officer. And once I did, boy, oh boy, he really rips. I mean, he's the equalizer. Even if you're fighting against, let's say, a stronger unit, that officer will completely offset his advantage. It will just destroy that unit so quick, so fast. It's unbelievable. And you see this also in the arena where he's very useful. I mean, Professor Payne, he's simply awesome. If you're a tank guy, you need that officer. So for some of you guys, I know it's a long journey, but don't despair. He's worth it. And if you, let's say, you're a completely free-to-play player, then your next best officer would be War Machine, which I think is really underrated. And if you're a casual spender, a moderate spender, then look for Guardian of Truth. He's amazing as well, especially if you can unlock or awaken him early in game. That will give you a significant advantage.
Oh, I completely agree. Guardian of Truth right now for me on my helicopter with Valkyrie until I have Golden Eagle awakened. Oh my God, he's a lifesaver because that extra damage resist on his awaken skill is like the cherry on top.
Yes.
So, what would you consider to be your favorite unit at the moment in the game? I know you said you were a tank player, so I'm wondering what would be your favorite unit.
Now I think my favorite unit is the howitzer. I want to play the howitzer a little bit more as I'm developing a second howitzer. I want to have two 9.1 howitzer at least. So I'm working on that to hone my skills and being able to destroy enemy units from a distance, from cover is amazing. And I think it's the most difficult unit to master to master, but once you do, I mean, you will make a big difference in your team by getting good at attacking or defending with the howitzer. So right now, yes, you know me as a tank guy, but I'm trying to like I said, polish my skill with that unit.
Okay, yeah, that's a very strong unit, especially the Liberty Howitzer and all its abilities. But it's bar none the better of the two howitzers in the game. So, what would you consider your least favorite unit?
The least favorite unit, it's almost a tie between the SH and the ATG, but I'll go with the ATG. I used to have the ATG, and I don't understand what's the deal with that unit. It between the ATG and the howitzer, I think the howitzer is more versatile. It's better on offense and defense. You can tank a base or you can siege a base with the ATG as you can with the howitzer. Well, I mean, at some point, if you can get the howitzer, that's fine. The ATG, sorry, that's fine. But before you get that, I think the howitzer is a better choice. So you have to make a compromise. I'm not saying the howitzer is a bad unit, but for my gameplay, I believe that it doesn't appeal to me. It doesn't offer anything that I'm looking for as it moves slow, it fires slow, it doesn't fire far, it's effective. It's really effective against a super heavy, which nobody uses anymore. So I don't get the point. But as you know, Lilith will improve that unit by adding the anti-aircraft capability, which will make this unit more popular depending on how efficient, how effective it will be shooting down airplanes. So as of right now, I mean, I have no love for the ATG, but if you're listening to this interview, don't cry. I mean, if it works for you, that's fine. But as for me, it doesn't work.
I agree with you. I have mixed feelings with the ATG. I did have a 7.2 ATG that I recently scrapped, and I was holding it for when they did modify it, so it would have the AA mode, but I decided it was more important for me to have a modern fighter. So I scrapped it, and now I'm in the process of potentially maybe rebuilding it because right now I'm lacking units in Vanguard other than my fighter. So I do feel that right there with what you're saying. So the next question I have, can you describe your play style and what you enjoy about it?
My play style, I mean, there's a few. My main play style is I like to team with somebody and send one of my units and with a buddy and try to sneak out and attack on the side and do some guerrilla warfare. That's what I like. I'm a field guy. I like to play the battle on the field. I'm not into army groups. Maybe that will change. But so far, I like to play solo and bother the enemy as much as I want. And the next best thing I like to do is to do some base to base. So I like to move my base, get as close as possible to the action, and try to blow up my neighbor. And if they try to attack me, then defending is awesome too. I like that's my style. So you know me for that most of the time.
Yes, yes. In that one video with you and Neo clearing an enemy build where you guys were playing Leapfrog, that definitely did demonstrate very well with what you said for your play style. So if you could have a complete army right now, all 9.2 Air Force and ground units, what units would you choose and why?
I would probably switch I would keep everything as it is. I think it's fine, except that I would trade my main battle tank for a light tank, and I would trade my current helicopter for a Vanguard helicopter just to keep my Vanguard camp, just to keep the bonus. But I think right now the main battle tank it's kind of struggling against the helicopter. So by having a strong helicopter and a strong light tank, I think you will have the best of both worlds. As you know, the light tank is supposed to counter the helicopter, and the helicopter does fairly well against other helicopters, especially they do amazing against main battle tanks. So I think that is the direction I would take. And I'm not the only one. I mean, everybody now is using the helicopter. Before that, it was the medium tank, which was overpowered, and then the switch to the main battle tank, of course. But the main battle tank, it was on top of the food chain, as it didn't have any real predator. But now the helicopter is the unit. It's funny because the helicopter comes from the tank hunter, which nobody really liked. It was kind of weak against the MBT or the medium tank, and now the unit, the weakest against the M tank, is now the strongest against the MBT by being converted into a helicopter. So
Me as a helicopter player, as specifically as a helicopter player, yeah, the helicopters are slightly overpowered, and I won't lie because it eats light tanks if it's same power level or lower, or even a little bit higher, but not too much higher. I mean, like, if it's 6 million over, you're gonna get killed relatively quickly on a helicopter. But it eats MBTs, other helicopters, light tanks, and MBT. I mean, SH units. The helicopter does really struggle against infantry units, though.
right, maybe yeah.
So my next question would be, what do you feel Lilith needs to focus on in game to make the game even more enjoyable than it is already?
They need to fix the chat, and when I say fix the chat, they need to rebuild the chat from the ground up. I mean, they kind of did a few months ago, a while ago, but we'll still. I'm still experiencing a lot of disconnection issue, useless censorship. We're kind of limited with the picture we're sending, but I kind of understand that. But the emoji, they need to revamp or rebuild the chat from the ground up, make it better. might as well support the voice. But I think the chat was always Warpath's Achilles heel. It used to never work properly, and it will probably never work 100%. I think they should focus on that. As the other things they need to improve, they need to fix the helicopter. Lilith needs to make sure that we can aim or target this unit. It's very difficult right now. You're not too sure if you have to target the shadow or the actual unit, and when it's on the move, it's very difficult. I mean, it shouldn't be difficult targeting this unit, and when it hovers above your base, it's impossible. You can't. It's very hard to defend against the helicopter, which is already on the overpowered side. So the chat fix the helicopter thing. What else comes to my mind? I forgot. Do you have an idea? What would you like that let it change or improve in Warpath?
I agree with you on the chat and the helicopter. It is very hard to target the helicopter, but there is a little art model glitch on at least the Liberty helicopter, and I've confirmed it with the Vanguard in Martyr helicopter today. When you go to the 9.1 model of the Vanguard, Martyr, and Liberty helicopter, they're a little bit bigger than the usual models for, say, 9.0, 8.2, and it makes it a little bit easier to click on the target directly to get it to targeting. But I do agree that the other models do need to be adjusted so that way it'd be a little bit easier to hit. Now, as far as the chat, the censorship is just going nuts for me in my personal experience. If I have, because I run a training chat and game as well. If every time I try to reference someone to my Discord or my YouTube channel, I can't send the link because it gets censored. Or if I'm trying to talk about an officer, say Bloody Mary, it'll automatically like censor bloody or death or adder. I mean, it's very annoying, and the disconnection issues there are pretty significant as well. But I also would like to see a little bit more attention to the free to play. Not every month, but I think like more base skins, options of unit skins for free to play players to earn. Not hidden behind a paywall or anything like that. But that would be what I would be going for.
Yes, yes, I cannot disagree with that. I mean, I'm a spender, but it's not because that I spend that I have no feelings for the free to play. I put myself into their shoe, and it's already unfair. I mean, I understand that the spender they need a reward, they need something in exchange of money, but I would say the vast majority of the Warpath player is free to play, and they need to do something for them, give them a little candy, a little something that at least they can enjoy the game a little bit more when they face a strong opponent. I know they kind of adjust the damage and their damage resist against strong players, but I think they could give them a little bit extra gift or reward for them as there's a lot of them playing the game.
Yes, I agree with that. Was there any advice you would like to give new or existing players in the game?
New player, the new player. I mean, you guys are lucky. To every new player right now, you guys are lucky. You have access to all those information from the content creator, from the dedicated player. You just have to grab this info, absorb it, and use it. It is much easier for the new player than it was back in the days. As for useful tips, well, use that content to your benefit. It will definitely help you based on from our experience as the veteran players, but also try to find a friend in your alliance, a friend that plays around the same time as you and has a similar gameplay as you, and invite him on Discord on the voice chat. It will make your gameplay much easier. It will increase your survivability by a lot. Remember, Warpath is a team based game. As one player, you won't make the difference no matter how strong you are. But if you play with somebody at the same time, then it makes it way more difficult for the enemy to defeat two of those guys working together. So that is my advice. Try to form a bond with somebody you like to play with, and it will highly benefit you.
My advice for the new player is the following: understand Warpath marathon, not a sprint. When I say it means don't go rushing towards something going to blow your entire paycheck on it, but take your time and slowly develop towards it. And that way, when these updates change, you can be flexible and go the route you want to go and not regret your decisions later. My next advice is that if you click on the assembly building, look at the manuals, read every single thing about these within that, and you will notice strengths and weaknesses of every unit and what unit has what unique perk. For example, the Martyr MBT has self-healing, which was a characteristic from the Martyr Medium, and it also has additional HP, which is from the Martyr Heavy. Like the Vanguard MBT has additional firepower of retrain time, which was from the Vanguard Medium, and it also has an enhanced armor reinforcement, which was given to it by the Vanguard Heavy. Even unit has different unique traits, and it's your job as the player to study this so that way you can exploit their weaknesses in battle and to utilize them to their greatest strengths. That is the biggest thing right there to understand. For existing players, what I would suggest is that you keep going the path you're going, and I would suggest you focus one unit at a time to 9.2, and while you're developing that, I would be building other units towards your setup and for the end game, and not neglect your camp bonus, because the time it takes to build one 9.2 unit, you can easily build another 7.2 unit within that time frame.
It's a good advice. I mean, this game, what I like about this game that I forgot to answer to your previous question is, despite being a strategy game or a war game, even if it's on a mobile platform, it's more complex than you think. When you think about everything, the whole mechanic behind the game, like people, some commanders, they are struggling because they still don't understand that they use a light tank to attack, let's say, a MBT, which the MBT defeats the light tank. So they don't take the time to read and read about their unit, their strength, their weaknesses, and they're struggling because they randomly attack. They attack without thinking, right? But this game is just not about this. There's a lot of mechanic behind it. There's a reason why there's so many units. Is one unit will be better at dealing another unit. So instead of sending your tank in and randomly, you have to pick your target and understand how the game will work. There you go.
Yeah, no, it's completely true. So let's take a look at your units. Shall we? See, we have your beautiful MBT up.
Yeah, thank you. I love the MBT. Can you tell? I mean, it's maxed out. As of right now, you cannot put anything else on that unit. It's a full house unit, which means it's fully upgraded, of course. It's fully modified. There you go. Nothing else I can put. In terms of parts, this is the beauty. Everything is gold plus camp as well. So I have the best barrel, the best engine, the best armor, and the best maintenance supplies. And I also have all my wrenches at level 100. So this is, as of right now, my main fighting unit that I love so much.
Before we continue to your next unit, I want to point something out. If you can go back to parts real quick.
Yes.
So this is going towards my friendly MBT players. The the armor component. There's two different types of armor, and you always want to go for the HP one. The reason why is because it will be affected by the wrench level. If you get the other one, yes, it's still good, but it will not benefit from the wrench level. That's what I wanted to say.
And I got lucky because before the modern units, I was playing with the H heavy tank and the M tank. And as you know, both tanks convert into MBT. So I had plenty of parts, and I choose the right one. I choose the right armor when I converted that part. I think you have to convert it or not. Anyways, but
yes.
I was lucky to have the right part. As you know, that are the details in this game that makes the difference when you add everything up. So that's why you need to understand how this game works to be as strong as possible.
Yes, because
so, yeah, go ahead.
No, like I was saying, like for example, on your kit there, your service kit, when it says garrison recovery, what people don't understand is that it's not about the retrain time it's affecting. It's about the damaged units that did not die that are recovering while they're sitting inside your base. So that way, the faster the garrison recovery, the faster you can put that unit back into the field if it was recovering.
Other small detail that makes a difference. So in terms of prototypes, everything is maxed. I cannot put anything on this tank. And yep, so as you can see, I've reached a very the end of the progress. Nothing else can be done. So this is my main fighting unit. The complete opposite is my helicopter, Martyr's Watch helicopter. It's 8 stars unit. I have nothing on. Well, it is fully upgraded and fully modified. That is for sure. But in terms of parts, it's all gold plus except the rocket pods are not the right camp, as well as the engine. As for prototypes, I have everything maxed for the 8 stars unit. Not maxed, but I mean, you know what I mean.
As high as you can go without using refined components.
Exactly. Thank you. Same deal with the rocket truck, one of my preferred units before the modern Switch. It's fully upgraded and fully modified. As for parts, it's up there. I mean, not the best of the best. I need a better towing vehicle. I need a Gold Plus Plus that I'm desperately trying to find, which is not easy. The testing equipment, I am still at Gold Plus, no big deal. As for the prototype, well, that's where I am, the same level as the helicopter. Now, for my howitzers, the first one, the golden one, and many commenters ask me why you have different skins. Do you know that the golden skins gives you 2% more? Yeah, I'm aware of that. It's just for me. I on the battlefield, one quick look and I can tell the difference which is my strongest and weaker howitzer. So that's how I can tell the difference between the two. So this one is a 9.1 unit. Everything is upgraded to the max. Everything is modified to the max. As for parts, I'm almost a full house unit, meaning that I only need a gold plus radar, gun sight, towing vehicle, howitzer parts, gun mount. This is all good. Prototype, I need quite a few to reach 9.2, and then to max 9.2, I prefer not to think about it. I need quite a lot. My second howitzer, not as strong. It's a 9.9 stars unit. It's a little bit weaker. It's fully upgraded and modified. As for parts, it's not as good as the golden one. I have the wrong camp gold plus plus howitzer part. I have the right camp towing vehicle and the right camp gun mount, but it's in gold plus instead of a gold plus plus. Same thing, gold plus for the testing equipment. And I need 21 refined components to reach 9.1. Then we'll see how which route I will take to the upgrade wise. So this is what I have right now, my army and my officers right there. So I have Pain and Valkyrie on the main battle tank. I have Saber of the Nation with Lady Liberté on my best howitzer. My second howitzer, I got Antonina and what's his name? Argent
Oh,
Flame.
Argent Flame. Argent
Yep.
Flame.
For the howitzer, I mean, if I had a good howitzer, it would really rips because this is a good combo if you don't have the extended range officer. This is what I have right now. And as for the helicopter, the only reason why I'm using those two officers is to increase my base durability. Mind you, when I think I'm going to get under attack, I will switch War Machine and I will assign Torn Countess for the extra shield, like this. So a simple click, and I'm better equipped for a defensive setup. So this is my ground unit. Let's see the Air Force. Shall we? So the Air
Yes.
Force, I'm
Oh,
soon I will have a Liberty bomber, 7.2 stars. I'm working on that. As of right now, my most popular Air Force unit is definitely the fighter. It's a 9 stars unit, fully upgraded, fully modified, and I have all the best parts on that jet. Everything is gold plus plus, and everything is camp rank. So it's lovely right there. I'm very happy about this.
not gonna
As
interrupt.
Yep.
Gonna interrupt you real quick. This is a really beautiful site, but what you guys don't know is that because of 44 Mag or Antoine's work with helping us as a content creator, he discovered that everyone can actually achieve this if they are willing to save up enough gold, which is roughly 400,000 gold. He was still today the only content creator to map the Munitions Mechanicum event, so we know how much we had to spend there. And he was the only content creator to spend 400k gold to help us learn that we can get free gold plus plus parts for our Air Force units.
Yep. Yeah, the slot machine is kind of it's friendly to the free to play player in a sense that it's a matter of saving gold to obtain your desired part for your airplane. With the slot machine, I was able to get this engine and those two parts fairly easily by playing this event with only gold. The beauty behind this event is you can get those hard to obtain parts with only gold. You don't have to buy a single package. As long as you can save your gold, which I'm trying as much as I can. It's very hard, but if you discipline yourself, you can get those hard to obtain parts thanks to that event. Which, yeah, they need a lot of gold, but then again, it may be your only chance to claim those hard to obtain parts. So thanks for pointing that out. In terms of prototype, so I have 5 out of 8. Oh, I need quite a lot. I need a few. So, but you know what? If I take this bomber apart, I will probably be able to. Yeah, I will be able to um, upgrade my fighter to 9.2. I
Yeah,
may do that for the next conquest.
yeah,
As
that is really impressive there. The everyone in the game who's an experienced player should know that it's a real grind with Air Force. and the fact that you got 2 modern and over 8-star, and one at 9.1 is just hands down impressive. And the parts on your bomber is just awesome as well.
Yes, parts on the bomber. I'm only missing one engine. I think that we are still under the golden slot. The golden slot. If I look at the store, can I find an engine? Yes,
It's right there.
it's right there. So I may as well play this event just to get that hard to get engine.
Yeah.
We'll see. Anyway, so let's get back to the bomber. So the bomber, yep, I'm quite happy with it. I would love a Liberty bomber as well, but when you want to hunt artillery and even helicopters, this unit works great. I mean, it helps quite a lot. I fairly believe that you need a better jet, a better fighter than a bomber, but whoever knows a different recipe, then go ahead. If it works for you, that's fine. But I am a believer that you need a better jet, a better fighter jet than a better bomber. Anyways, so this is my bomber, and as you can see, I'm not too far away of assembling a 7.2 bomber. I have this one, I have this fighter, and I only need a third 7.1 unit to assemble. Do I have it in air and ground force? I don't think I have any in ground force. No. So yeah, this is my army, and this is my officer. So I use this combo so far. I do not have the exclusive Air Force officer. I don't need it now because my bomber is not strong enough. It's not worth it, my opinion. And I'm using Witcher and what's this guy's name again? I don't see his
Silver
name.
Comet.
Yeah, Silver Comet. Thank you. So this setup, this is what I have on this fighter, and as soon as I can awaken this guy right there, I will be very happy as he really rips.
Yes. Yes. Blade Wing and Polar Phantom are hands down one of the strongest combos for the fighter jets in the game at the moment. And the second most potent one is actually the one you're using right now, which is Witcher with Silver Comet. Once you have Blade Wing done, it's going to be unstoppable. It's going to be a juggernaut.
Yes, I have Polar Phantom already. I like him. And when I will awaken this guy, then we will do some testing.
Yes. Can you show us your research?
Yep. Let's see the research. All right. So, of course, all the top row is done. Now I'm working on the bottom row, which is I'm struggling a little bit. Let's go with advanced combat. The advanced combat, I have nothing in infantry as I'm not an infantry player. As for tank, everything is done on that tech tree. Sorry. Yep. I completed this tech tree the first, as I'm a more of a tank player. Then I went to grind in the artillery tech tree, so this is done as well. So I have the flaming tanks and the flaming artillery. Then I'm almost finished. Well, almost. It's a strong word, but I'm almost finished in this tech tree. So I need to do everything on this left side is maxed. So I need quite a few researches to finish this whole tech. And I did the most difficult. All those three researches are quite hard to obtain as they require a crap load of city badges. But now I should be done maybe in 1 month, I believe. So
yeah, I think it's very achievable for you to hit that in 1 month, and that'll be very impressive.
I want the flaming planes as well. Now, as for the modern war, I'm very far, and as you can see, I don't have much done because I'm a step-by-step guy. I'd rather finish my airplane tech, and then I will start the tank modern warfare research. I still have a few done, but I still have a lot to do, as you can see.
Yeah.
And some of those texts, I researched them because I didn't have enough badges to start a longer research. So that's why you see a few of them completed. Same thing for artillery. I have basically nothing. And plane, well, I don't have much either. So this is
But it's
there's
a
a few
very good
guys. Yeah,
it's
yes,
a very good start on the modern warfare though.
it is a
With
good
how much you
start
got done,
on
with how
Modern
much
Warfare.
yeah, with how much you got done, it's a very good start. And with what you
Mhm.
got going on in advanced combat, you are way ahead of the curve. Way ahead of the
Yep,
curve.
thank you. The only thing I'm not very I'm not active is on the advanced city research. I don't have much, as I don't care about my base. If my base gets blown up, no big deal. You don't lose anything. You just respawn somewhere else and you work your way down where the action is. So that's my mindset. I don't have a lot, and all those researches, sorry, are quite expensive. Well, maybe not this one, but some of them are take a while. So we'll
Yeah.
see. This will probably stay the same for another year at least.
Yeah. Most likely, yes. Ah,
If you want to see the walls quick, I got this one at
yeah.
level 101, this one at 101 as well, 103, and the 101. So around on average 100 to 101 on my walls.
Oh man, that is impressive. Can we view your officers to see which officers you have awakened already?
Yes, let's have a look at the officers. So let's go, and I will tell you which officer I don't have awakened. It will be easier this way. So Blade Wing is the next one to awaken, unless Lilith comes up with an officer that I need to have. This one I don't need to have it, but I'm at this point where I should awaken him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have Rictus Reaper. I don't have this guy yet, and I don't think I will until I have a decent bomber. As for the ground officers, I do not have, the whip cracker. And this one is quite interesting, I think, for the training speed and the ground speed. Yeah, that
Yes.
skill right there. So this interests me. So I
What
may, yeah, go ahead.
what I wanted to say was that a lot of people are sleeping on Whipcracker because if you look over at her awakened skill, she is like the female equivalent of Guardian of Truth. And with her awakened skill, she also gives you a shield coefficient of 500 every time you enter combat. So if you're doing hit and run tactics, this is going to be the officer for you because she also does a damage of 1500 damage coefficient.
Yeah, skill damage reduction 40%. This is quite good. Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, there's so many new officers right now, and I think that I already have a strong officer, so I'm not paying attention to the new release. But when you take time to analyze everything, yeah, you're right. She's a sleeper with she got some pretty good skill. The one that I find pretty mid is this guy. I mean, I don't know if you agree or not, but on the first sight, I don't think he got anything great to offer. The healing thing is average at best. But anyway, so this guy is not awakened. A whip cracker needs to be awakened one day. This guy
My
is really good if you're into infantry.
yes,
He's very good, but I don't have infantry. So I have two more to awaken. This guy, Golden Eagle, but I have one of his skill awaken, which gives you a base damage resist buff of 15%. Damage
mhm.
resist buff, no, base damage resist buff of 10%. That guy, Eye of Providence, again, the nerd guy, is really interesting if you are into artillery. He's very good. Eye Awaken is one of his best skill, in my opinion. I don't think I will awake him fully because I already have some strong howitzer officers, and that's it.
Yes.
So one, two, three, four, five officers that need to be awakened.
My thoughts on Tiger Marauder, the newest officer. He is now a new gen legacy officer, in which for us he has not a lot of value, but for players in the beginning of the game, he will carry a lot of value, I think. And it's because his damage coefficient once awakened is 1600. And the only other officers that can match that, honestly, is Antoine Shevchenko and also Guardian of Truth. So this is a very powerful attack officer you get right at the beginning of the game. And this would also provide a very solid pairing for either Antonina or Guardian of Truth, making you even more potent on the battlefield. So that's my take on it. But here's the thing: his skills are not to be shunned either, because of the skill tab system. I think the most valuable skill he has that would be to focus on.
You're still there?
And that's my
Okay,
thoughts.
okay, it kind of cut a little bit, but I understand what you're saying. Yeah, he comes with the game early. He's not he's a kind of a legacy, but the next generation officer. So that's why he's not super strong. But early in the game, he can be stronger than the rest of the legacy officer.
Yes.
I some of them have him awakened because they are sweating money, but I'm gonna pass on this guy for now.
Yes. I'm in the same boat too. I have to pass on him because I don't need him. But I would awaken some of his skills because I would need some of his skills down the road.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
so we're gonna be getting ready to wrap this up. Um, is there any messages you would like to leave the audience?
yeah, well, actually, I do. A lot of commanders they ask me how to reach me, and well, they can reach me in game. That's fine, but I don't think it's the best platform to exchange. I know you guys are requesting advice or you have question, and I try to answer everybody, but in game, the in game chat is not the best method. So what I suggest is you guys requested that I have a Discord. I'm not gonna spend the energy on Discord, not because I don't care about Discord. Discord is awesome. I just don't have the time to take care of that. So what I'm telling you, whoever wants to reach me on Discord, join FewBar Discord. He got a great server going on. You join him. We're gonna put the link in the description box below. Join that Discord. I'm lurking there. I'm chilling there. So if you have any question for me, go ahead. You can ask me, and you can ask Fubar. Fubar knows the game very well, down to every little detail. So don't be shy. Reach us there, and yeah, that's how you can communicate with us.
Yes. And my goal for this Discord is to build a community where all the information we have on Warpath there, content curators are welcome, fellow players are welcome. We have a recruitment channel. It's meant to build a friendship base for you guys. The only rule is no negativity, and you guys are more than welcome to come in, hang out, support us, watch our content, post content, whatever you would like to do. You're always welcome. And like 44 Mag said, the link will be in the description below. And with that, this is Fubar and 44 Mag, and we got your 6. Peace.